Hello, so I hope it won't be too windy in this video. There is a little bit of wind out here where I am, but I wanted to talk about Jupiter in Cancer and some ways in which we can utilize and work with the energies of Jupiter in Cancer. So I thought this would be interesting as well because Sun in Cancer is currently conjunct Jupiter, and also they are both sextile Mars in Virgo. So I figured, Mars in Virgo is very practical. It's very practically oriented. It wants to, use structured methods to improve something or to build something, or to practically work with something. It is putting its energy into practically working with something. And I figured with Jupiter in Cancer, sextile Mars in Virgo, and Sun conjunct Jupiter right now, we might be oriented, let's say, to work with the energies of Jupiter in Cancer in a practical way. So, what can we do with Jupiter in Cancer to embrace the energies of Jupiter in Cancer, and what can we do to improve our life situations, let's say. So Jupiter is on one hand it is to do with improvement and growth and expansion, so we want to use it in a philosophical way, but also in a practical way with this Mars in Virgo energy as well. So what can we do? So I think Jupiter in Cancer likes to amplify the nature of Cancer. So what is the nature of Cancer? So we might be more focused on our home life, our relationships with people, our intimacy with people. What can we do to take care of other people? What can we do to take care of our own emotions? To look after others, to look after ourselves, because we all have like an inner child that needs looking after, and sometimes we have to look after it ourselves, and then we can also take care of other people and like work with the side of us that wants to protect others or take care of others. So I think with this combination of placements that we have right now, it might be a good idea to maybe look at your relationships. Look at your relationships at home. If you're living with people or if you're living alone, you can think about, well, how can I embrace my home during this period? So if you're living alone, you might think about redecorating. You might think about getting into that space inside yourself where you feel secure emotionally. We often feel secure in our homes. We have that emotional security that has to do with the home, and we have different situations at home. Some home lives are very chaotic, but we still need that part of us to be nourished, that part of us that wants to go and be alone and get space to kind of that zen feeling of just being at home and being secure in your own emotions and having that secure emotional safety net. It's kind of a specific feeling, but it's difficult to describe. But I think Cancer has a lot to do with that. People with a strong Cancer energy can be homebodies, and they can be people that are interested in having and cultivating that emotional security. Just that feeling of like, I'm home, I'm secure, I'm safe. So how can we cultivate that, and how can we perhaps help other people cultivate that? So if you're living alone, you might just think about embracing, or if you have, relatively calm, stable home life, you can think about, well, I'm going to really embrace this. I'm going to embrace being in nice surroundings, maybe lighting candles or incense, maybe listening to nice music, maybe inviting people over, friends, family, loved ones. Invite them over, do things with loved ones, in order to kind of embrace that Jupiter in Cancer energy. So we're kind of amplifying the Cancer tendencies in a way, in a practical way right now as well, with with the Mars sextile Jupiter. So I think we can be focused during this period on the home and what can I do positively to improve the home. Maybe Mars in Virgo likes improvement. improve the home, improve my relationships with people? How can I show up to other people in a way that I can show them that I'm compassionate towards them? How can I show compassion? Cancer can be very compassionate, water sign, you know. How can I show compassion? Maybe I should go to this person that I live with or this person that I know and ask them, how are you doing? You know, I heard that, you know, you went through something recently. I hope you're doing better. Do you want to come over to the house and, you know, play board games or watch movies or watch TV series or something like that? And then we can kind of, that is in a way kind of embracing and working with that Jupiter in Cancer energy, because we're actively working with it then. We're actively doing something to expand the Cancer part of our lives, so to speak. So we might need to look at our relationships as well, and specifically relationships with people in the home, and think about, well, what could I do differently, or what is working, what is not working, and what can I do differently? When should I give people space? When should I go to people to talk to them and ask them how they're doing? Maybe this person needs space right now. Maybe I need space. Or maybe I need to actually connect with people more in an emotional way rather than kind of isolating myself too much. So I think Cancer, you know, has that shell. It needs that slight solitude and sometimes some level of isolation, but it also needs to connect with people emotionally. So where do we draw the balance? So it's kind of like we need to at times realize that we are humans, right? And we have that need to connect, and we realize that, well, I can cultivate connection, right? I can cultivate emotional connections with people by going to them, by offering help, by talking to them, by asking them, hey, are you okay? You know, how are you doing? You know, emotionally. you may not necessarily ask it in that way, but, you know, we might say something that leads to those conversations, right? I think during this Cancer period, Cancer season, and also with Jupiter in Cancer, you know, Sun in Cancer, Jupiter in Cancer, like, we can be emotionally heightened. We can be more emotional. We can be more invested and interested in just how we're doing emotionally, how other people are doing emotionally, right? Maybe I should cook a nice meal for people, invite people over, and build that sense of community. You know, Cancer can be very also related to community and like the people that are close to me, the people that mean something to me, the people that matter to me. So how can I cultivate that sense of community with the people that mean the most to me? How can I embrace the fact that I need to, you know, communicate with people, socialize with people? I need that emotional connection. Other people around me need that emotional connection. But we also need that alone space, that alone time. And so think about, reflect on, you know, how can I draw a line or find a balance between being with people and creating community, and also nurturing that side of myself that wants to be alone and kind of listen to my music and watch my movies and maybe write something, like journal or something like that, meditate, like those kinds of watery Cancer things. Like Cancer people can like to kind of be alone and kind of, you know, listen to their own music and watch their own movies and things like that, but they also have that need for like connection with people emotionally. So I think just it's a period of time where we kind of have to find that balance and to cultivate connection and to cultivate those Cancerian themes, and look at how we can build upon some of these Cancerian themes that we have in our lives, if that makes sense. So yeah, just community and people that we care about, nurturing ourselves, nurturing other people, taking care of others, taking care of ourselves. You know, how's my relationships? How's my environment at home? Maybe there's something that I would like to change. Maybe there was a room in my house that I would like to embrace more, maybe, and be in more. I can go into a room that I don't normally go into and like read my book there for 2 hours or something like that. Like personally, I love those times. I love kind of getting away by myself and taking out my book or my Kindle and reading for an hour or 2 hours, or coming to this park, or just something like that. So I definitely have those times where I need to kind of get away and be by myself, and to kind of get in touch with like my own, some of those Cancer themes of just getting in touch emotionally with yourself. But then also, this period, like I say, it also to do with other people and our connections with other people. So I hope I didn't repeat myself too much. Just a few thoughts for this period of time, Jupiter in Cancer and Sun in Cancer, and Mars in Virgo, sextile Jupiter and Sun in Cancer, and how we can work with these energies. If you want more from me, do subscribe and leave a like if you enjoyed this, and leave a comment if you have any thoughts. Thank you.